The old man lifted the vase and smashed it onto the ground with all his strength. The vase shattered into pieces, and he picked out two relatively round fragments. Soon, a crude pair of sunglasses was made. He climbed onto a structure built from stacked furniture and reached the fluorescent light. Holding a honing rod in his left hand and a spoon in his right, he began chipping away at the concrete frame. Before long, he created a small gap. Dust fell onto his face, but the sunglasses protected his eyes. As he continued working, he suddenly discovered a hidden bolt inside the frame. He tried twisting it with his hand, but it was firmly stuck, so he pried open the entire frame. Only then did he realize that 12 bolts were holding the bulletproof glass in place. The old man urgently searched the mansion for a wrench, but every drawer was filled with useless kitchen items. Things became worse when the air conditioner switched to cooling mode, dropping the temperature to 6 degrees Celsius. That night, he curled up in the living room to rest. Suddenly, the security monitor turned on by itself. Looking up, he saw a cleaner sitting outside the mansion's gate, taking a break. The man rushed to the door and slammed a metal pot against it, trying to make noise. But the gate was completely soundproof, and the cleaner heard nothing. He wrote a rescue message on paper and tried sliding it through the gap under the door. However, the gate was sealed so tightly that even a piece of paper could not pass through. Frustrated, he threw the paper away and continued banging on the door with the pot. He shouted with all his strength, hoping the cleaner would notice him. But even after his voice became hoarse, the cleaner still saw nothing and eventually left by elevator. No one knew when they would return. The old man went back to the living room in despair and collapsed onto the mattress. The next day, he carved a chair leg into the shape of a wrench. Using a knife, he returned to the fluorescent light and clamped the wooden wrench onto a bolt. But the wood could not withstand the force and broke apart. Refusing to give up, he took another chair leg and tried a different method. This time, he drilled a hole in the middle and carefully worked on the bolt. It took him the entire afternoon, but he finally removed one bolt. At that moment, he saw hope of escaping. In the following days, he worked on the bolts day and night. When he was hungry, he ate leaves. When he was thirsty, he drank dirty water meant for plants. Whenever the wooden wrench broke, he carved a new one. No one knew how much time had passed. He dismantled every chair he could find, but eventually he removed all 12 bolts and took down the bulletproof glass. Before leaving, he left behind an apology